Yeah, start recording,
Yeah.
and I'll upload it to YouTube and just send y'all the link. Um, Depending how big it is, of course. Otherwise, um, for now, for now we don't really need to necessarily worry about the actual program itself. Uh, is it Ronaldo or just Ronald?
Ronald.
Oh, okay. Well then, Ronald, you said you had like a good portion of the actual accessing the initial MyFIU website. So, actually getting to the website already is not saying it's like enough, but it's a good amount of work already.
I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it. It's literally like 3 lines of code. So
Yes, I saw it. I was like, okay, yeah, it just goes to MyFU, opens up the page, and does it. So,
if you like, what I mean is maybe build some more like logic, fail safe. If you guys want, I'll share my screen really quick with you guys just to give you an idea of what exactly it would do. Because yeah, on like me saying it, it sounds like holy shit, these guys are building, a super complex thing that pops open, Chrome and does all these things. But then when they look at the code, you guys able to
yeah,
see, right?
yeah, I saw it. And I was like, oh, that's it. It's just
Yeah, man. Literally, all this does is it grabs a Chrome driver, which you can download online for free, to instantiate the Selenium, right? The web driver for Selenium, and then just
right.
put a URL. This is a piece of cake, you know. And then from here on is where we start doing things. But like, yeah, it's just that's my fear. Like this, she goes in, she opens it up, the program does all these things. She's expecting to see some super complicated piece of code, and then
And then
boom.
it turns out it's like, oh, it's just about 50 lines of code.
It's like, yeah, man, these guys just put in a really nice set of libraries, and
And it's like that's why I'm like, I don't actually know how complex she wants this, but I guess the idea of a bot that a program that just automatically purchases something for you was, I guess, more of an amazement for her, than the actual creation of the program itself. Um,
and honestly, I don't know if you guys have done any research on this, but these bots are expensive as hell.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I heard
I've
that.
I've seen bots. I've noticed it a lot in various like gaming areas where bots are becoming a larger impact, and that sent me to like a little bit more of a rabbit hole. And yeah, the bot part, I guess you could say, also say like the dark web, but the bot portion of the web is very lucrative. Having the ability to essentially do something faster than like 100 people would do is, it's desirable.
For example, my uncle, he did about to buy the PS5 whenever it's like available.
I didn't get that, man. I'm
Pretty cool.
sorry.
Oh, you can hear me?
I can hear you just kind of far.
Oh, wait. Let me. Can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
Yep.
I was talking. My uncle made a bot like to buy the PS5 whenever it's available.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say, man. There were some companies that made a ton of money, like literally linking into Amazon and just refreshing as soon as the button was enabled. Pugudu, bought the
Yep.
PS5, done, and
And
then they pay $600 and sell it for like 1,000 something. It's insane.
oh yeah, scalpers are like rampant nowadays. It sucks trying to buy something that's popular that has a limited quality.
Yeah, man. And like these bots go for maybe 500, 600, $700 just for the executable, right? And then you still hold the rights. So if they share it, it's legal problems. You just gotta make sure you do your thing.
Yeah, you could
So
just
that goes
sue
in.
anyone at that point.
Hmm. So it's neat, man. I don't mean I don't say we're gonna make any money. It's just it's kind of cool if we can make
No.
something that they
If
pay that other people pay for it to get, right?
Yeah, if anything, it's just further knowledge on what could become a good money making practice for me in the
Yeah.
future. So
Or maybe we can shift it instead of FIU, like do the same thing, the PS5, go to Amazon, try to find like a
Yeah,
product that's always sold out. I think that'd be cool, right? We're going into a major site, and then if and they should have security against bots. So if they don't detect that we are trying to mess with them, that should be kind of cool, kind of neat.
Yeah.
yep. All right, then. Well, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show what that was called, the software requirement document for 2020, which I guess is 2021 as well. So she's just reusing the same document from last semester. Share screen, and there we go. All right. So for the part one of the group project, it is just the cover page, an abstract, another page that is table of contents, an introduction, which is only 1 to 2 paragraphs, a current system, which limitations and problems. I don't know how long that'll be, but I figured just like a paragraph. Project plan, which is also another 1 to 2 paragraphs, and then the requirements elicit citation, which I got to look up what the heck that even means, actually.
What the requirements?
No, illicit citation. I know illicit, but I don't think I've ever heard of elicitation.
Yeah, I don't understand that very much.
I mean, yeah, I understand requirements very well. But in this case, I'd say number 4 here is the one we probably have to focus more on, because I can do the introduction because I pretty much already did it by sending in, what the heck the whole thing is. The current system, and mind you, I can also just, enable edit. There we are. I can just write on here, junk. So I can just say, I can do the cover page. So I'll just put, they're like 5 seconds, pretty much. I always love projects where they're like, oh yeah, the cover page, abstract, and table of contents is like 20 points out of the 100 points you get. And it's like, oh, thanks.
I mean, my question, what are we supposed to put here? Like, it's not like we have our project done or our project set in stone. So
No, that's the thing. The part 1 is just introduction, current system, project plan, and the requirements with the use cases and the use case diagrams. There's like no program being made. There's like no actual thing being shown. It's just like, the pseudocode, but not even like the pseudocode, just kind of like talking about it essentially. Like, so like, because we obviously we don't have it. We can't show our program because it doesn't really exist, unless you want to see us open my FIU, sure. But in this case, it's just talking about the program. So, like I said, I got cover page, I got abstract, I got table of contents, and introduction. So current systems, I don't know if any of you want to take care of that yourself, or if you want to go ahead and take care of it now.
I'll do it.
Okay. And then project plan. Okay, so project organization, hardware and software requirements, and so yeah, it's pretty much easy. It's just computer, C# IO, and Selenium to interact.
I mean, question, man. Don't we want to have them like an executable file?
Yeah, I would say we should make it executable in this
like,
case.
because then the only requirements would be then just a computer that has Chrome, and then a whatever the hell path that we create that has access to the Chromium, the Chrome driver.
Oh yeah, I've been using Chrome for so long that I forgot that Chrome isn't like it's not like a normal browser. That's all.
Yeah, it doesn't come by default. So that's we're gonna need to build some exception handling there.
Uh, so wait, so it uses Chromium, but it still opens up like regular Chrome. Okay.
Like it needs to have Chrome installed, Google Chrome.
Okay.
Okay, and after that, it needs to have access to the Chromium driver. It's sorry,
Okay.
Chrome driver. It's Chrome driver.exe. And that driver is dependent on the version of Chrome. So we're gonna have to do some digging there as to how to get the version of Chrome from the system. What I did is for my local test, I checked the version that I had, and then I got the Chrome driver. The good thing is that they have a history of all of the past at least 10 versions. So
Okay.
we should be okay, and that shouldn't be an issue.
I mean, I almost feel like, yeah, yeah. I guess as long as we like compile it, finish it with the most latest Chrome driver, and then give it to her like within a timely fashion. Hopefully, the Chrome driver that she uses to actually use the program is still the same. I'm not too often. I'm not too sure how often Google actually updates
Like that's
like
the
the
funny thing. Right now,
full infrastructure.
the latest is 92, and I had 88.
Ugh,
So
dear Lord.
when I downloaded the latest, I couldn't. It didn't work because of that. So my thought on that is check what driver there is, and then in a folder have like the last 4 or 5, and then if it doesn't have, then be like, hey, you're using Chrome version blah. Download the correct Chrome driver and put it into this specific path, right? So if
Gotcha.
we're gonna fail successfully. You
Okay,
know,
I see now. So, would it be a good idea to maybe package our own Chrome into that with that executable?
um, I wouldn't say package. If we say that, if we tell people that we're gonna be installing software into their computer, they're gonna be a little bitchy about it. So it's better to just like we have the Chromium drivers, right?
Right.
But they install Chrome. It's up to them to install Chrome, and we tell them if they don't have Chrome installed, we pop it up and it's like, hey, you don't have Chrome installed in your computer, please install it to
Gotcha.
run the
Okay.
application.
All right, that'll work out then. In this case, we'll go to project organization. So, assignment of roles for the entire project. Um, so, because Ronald here already pretty much has the code going, he's got the ball rolling essentially. I guess you can be head of the code, code master. And that could just be what you do. So, in terms of me, I can help with the code, and I can essentially help with anything else. Essentially, no, you know what? No, I'll be able to help you with anything, but my specific role will be, I guess, just like data collector. So,
Quick question: do you guys want to be want to do our interface?
what kind
Like
of
that,
interface?
kind of like
Basic or like real fancy looking?
we can do either. Honestly, what I'm using right now is WPF. It's literally if you guys have ever used WordPress, very similar to that. You just drag and drop stuff.
Oh, gotcha. I think I've seen that actually. Like,
Super easy and makes it look super fancy. Like we can pop up the window and maybe put a button for it to start, or maybe do like a target site, or maybe even if we do the site to make it a little bit dynamic, make it them be able to add the steps so that the program can follow. Just I think is cooler when the person actually instantiates the action, even if the window is just a button. It's like, damn, they're doing it. It's not the
yeah,
program.
yeah. It makes it look fancy. It's like, oh
Mhm.
snap. It's not just run the program. Control R or whatever. It's like
Mhm.
Control R. Oh snap! I can press buttons and interact with things, and then it's like it tells me, hey, you did it. You purchased whatever, and it's like it
Exactly.
makes you feel good.
Exactly. So then we could split, like I'll do the back end, somebody does the front end. Um, You know, even if it's just a button, you know, but we maybe we do like a little logo or something, design the button, you know.
Okay, what else?
Michael.
Can you hear me?
So yeah, I can hear you. I was about to
Oh,
ask,
okay.
what role did you want?
What else? What roles do we have? For
Uh,
front end, like I don't know much about that. So,
it's sort of like, because we're it's all about pretty much coding, essentially, mostly, but there's always all the use case. So for instance, for number 5, which I guess we're turning in for um, part 2 or whatever, it's asking for like 3 security use cases and 7 scenarios, user stories, um, and then also in general like debugging of the code as well as your ability to work on it.
I can work on that.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like a good role name. Yeah, here we go. Scenario debugger.
So what basically, um, let me see, like what is the security use cases? Like, what do
Yeah,
you
pretty
mean with
much.
that?
Yep. So looking at security uses, I guess just use cases in general, um, and then also just kind of making sure like the logic in our program doesn't open any sort of backdoor vulnerabilities to your system.
Okay.
Because the last thing you want to have happen is the program to somehow, I don't know, maybe run on the incorrect website, and you input
Oh,
your information to somewhere where you don't want your information at.
yeah.
So the only way I could think of that really happening is if the program is currently running, and then for some reason you click on like maybe another tab on Chrome, and the program ends up entering the information.
Oh, you can't
Like,
do that.
oh, you can't.
No, like when you open it with a Chrome driver, it opens its own instance, and
Oh, completely.
you literally can't control that Chrome.
Okay, so that Chrome instance is completely uninteractable. Okay, that's
Yes,
perfect. Okay, it's really good actually.
as far as I understand, right? Because it opens up a whole separate section, and that runs with a separate thread on the computer.
Gotcha.
We can
Okay.
test it. We can test it just to make sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like making, like doing like 3 use cases, like about the problems that we can get, like the wrong
Honestly,
path they
I
can
don't
go.
even know what use cases we can make on a static program.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it also wants us to write 3 for each member, so that's a total of 15 for each of us.
Yeah, 5 people.
Yeah,
I thought there were only 4 of us.
Yeah,
no, there's
we
5
have
of us.
5.
Yeah,
Oh, snap.
there are 5 of us. We're missing Slava and Freddy. Um, yeah, so Slava can't be there. So I got the recording rolling. And I haven't heard anything from Freddy since for a while. So yeah, there's 5 of us in total. Let me see here. So for now, let's see. I'm just gonna put Slava and Freddy as just like general tasks. But for now, until we can put them until they decide to go somewhere else more specific, they'll just be like general stuff. So this will be, for instance, their use cases. So we just need to make like 3 use cases and then just send it back to us.
So the 4, like the number 4, we have to do everybody, right?
Yes. So hold up, I'm just trying to look here. Oh, so 3.3 is table with project schedule. So identification of task IDs, brief description, duration, milestones, deliverables, and dependencies. Yeah, I'm not really too sure. I mean, I understand just wants us to make a table of like.
I'll take care of that.
Oh, you are really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, from what I understand is kind of like the milestones for the program that I can
That's
do.
what I figured. Like, I don't know. I guess we could say week one is just, start next Sunday or whatever. It's the beginning of week one. So week one, we have the program. The program exists. So, week one. And then, for every week or every other week, we get a further milestone we try to achieve. And then whatever. And then I guess, and then you can, because it's just gonna be BS at that point. You can just fill it with like, I write stuff. Michael debug the software, and then Slava and Freddie just kind of type some stuff up, and then leave it at that. So. And yeah, I know this is all also like really terrible looking, and I'll share this with you all as well. So yeah, so really the hard part for this is the requirements here for these use cases. Introduce the requirements chapter using a template provided. Oh wait, what's this template that's provided? One moment. I'm gonna stop sharing real quick. Let's see if there's a file somewhere. Oh, I see. There we go. Dear Lord, is this what she wants from one of us? Or she wants 3 of these? No, that can't be right. All right, one moment. I'm gonna reshare here. All right. So this is I'm assuming for right now, because mind you, she's gonna have a Thursday section at 5 o'clock tomorrow, so we'll be able to get more information on this. But I think this is just one use case, and if we need 15 of these, that's a little bit ridiculous.
Nice.
Now, unless it's one use case with like a, I don't know, a 15 or something like preconditions, postconditions, normal flows, alternative flows, exceptions, and all of that. Okay, sure. But I can't think of making up 15 of these full things right here.
I got my 3 already done.
Your 3 use cases right here?
I got my 3 already done. Yeah, like thinking about it. How we would do it, I imagine for me thinking about it would be more like exception handling and like proper working, like one use case, make sure it selects the class correctly, or make sure that it selects a software engineering one,
See,
as it's
that's what I was thinking a use
right.
case would be. It's just, it's the use case. It's like what does it do? What do you use it for? And then when you use it, what is it supposed to do when it does?
It's a lot of writing, honestly. Man, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, in that case, I guess it's just kind of like, yeah, all right, sure. I think for now we'll go ahead and hold off specifically the use cases. I just keep them in mind. But tomorrow I'll figure out, or right, we can all figure out, of course, if you attend the 5 o'clock meeting, figure out exactly if she wants 15 of these use cases right here. Because again, what would be like the normal flow for the program? It probably wouldn't be any more than like 2 steps. Make sure it picks the right website and then it goes to that website. That's it. That'd be the normal flow. A precondition, make sure the program isn't already running. Post condition, make sure the program executes or after it's finished. and there really shouldn't be any alternative flows to it since it's a static program in this case.
It could, if it fails. The alternative is failure. Like
Oh,
if it
I figured that being exceptions.
that would be what actually happens after the failure. Like
Oh, I see. So
for
alternative
example,
flows is failure, and then the exception is it failed.
the exception is how to handle that failure. Like as of my understanding, like let me give you the example of no preconditions, open program starts, right?
Right.
Normal flow will be it's able to open Chrome correctly. Alternative flow, it didn't find Chrome installed in the computer. The exception should be display a message to the user saying that Chrome is not installed in the computer. Something like
Yeah,
that.
gotcha. All right. Yeah. All right. So in this case, try to make about 3 of these, and obviously there'll be like some overlapping between all of us as well. Um, and I'll also send this to the group chat, what they'll need to do. Um, but otherwise, that is. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Is all you plan to implement. Oh, I'll go ahead and take care of the use case diagram. That's just the picture. Let's see. Progress. Plus two. Okay. Yes. Yes. So, I guess by Friday we have all the use cases, created, and then we share it via Google Chrome or something like that. In the Google Drive. Which I guess I could go ahead and make us. I don't know. Do you want to? What do you want to use? Dropbox, Drive. What other ones over there? It's only two I can think of right now.
I think Google Drive will be best because then we can all edit at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That'll work out then. Let's see. All right. Then I'll go ahead and share a drive, and then we'll work from there at that point. And yeah, we'll just have like a the actual documentation of all this crap. The only thing is, I don't know if the use case thing needs to be that long or not, but we'll figure it out. Otherwise, that is about it. And that's it. That's pretty much part 1. So
we have to finish this part like for the 6th, right?
Yep. So 6 is when this is all due. Again, it's not too bad because it's really just talking about the program. It's not the actual creation of anything with the program. Just kind of talk about what could go wrong, how it's supposed to be used, what the heck it is.
Is it the 6th or the 9th?
6, this Saturday.
Oh, it's okay. So it's due on the 6th, and then it's
Yes.
available on the 9th, but we start losing points. Gotcha.
Yes, yeah. That's her. I mean, I like her method of losing points. Just every day, you just lose 2 points, as opposed to like 10% or something, or not 10%, 20%. But I can think this is only like a 5-point thing anyway. So, whatnot. And then yeah, don't forget we also have like a actual exam, like not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. So I guess start studying in general. It'll probably just be a bunch of use cases and other jargon. Otherwise, anyone else have anything else they want to say?
I have a question. Can we go
Yeah, no
back to
problem.
the roles?
To the what?
To the roles?
Oh yeah, no problem. Project organization. Yeah.
I don't know if you're still sharing, but it's frozen for me.
Oh, is it? No, no, it's just a yeah. I mean, there's not much to it. It's just a.
No, like I literally can't see your screen.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's froze.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop sharing and then reshare. There we go.
All right, man. I got a question. Am I in charge of all the code?
No, no. I'm just calling you
Okay.
Codemaster because you got it working. You got something going. Um, no, you're not in charge of all the code. I can guarantee you, we're not going to make you code the entire thing by yourself. That's asinine. Um, but I'm just calling you Codemaster because you got all the code right now.
Gotcha. I'm kind of interested on how we're gonna split. I think that that's something we should tackle early on because if I start coding and I am almost certain that there's gonna be a point that unless you started coding with me and you can follow the project, there's no way you're gonna
It's
be
going to
able
be impossible to like.
to
How the
follow
hell would
me.
I be able to implement like another class to specify
Exactly.
something? Because then I'd
That's
be like what the hell's happening at the bottom part? Yeah. Which is why I just put myself as data collector, just to put everything together. But pretty much any changes to the code or any input, you can just tell me, and I'll be able to pop in, say like, okay, what's what, and uh, you can, as well as the project schedule, you can maybe define days where we all come together and talk about the actual code and actually do the code as well. Um, that would also work.
all right. And now it's more like a question on the team because I chose C chart because, like I said, I use this at work all the time.
Right.
So I'm familiar with it. Do you guys know how to use C sharp?
Don't know how to
I don't
use C
know.
sharp, but I am currently learning. Well, not saying currently learning. Pretty much, I'm having to use C, and pretty much all like derivatives of C are kind of like almost the same. You know,
Yeah.
so
But you got a good
it
base.
it's not going to be too bad. And I've already used Python in the past, and I like Python. Shame like more classes don't use the stuff. But I looked at Selenium and I was like, oh, it's just like Python. Just it interacts with HTML instead of just like being a programming executive like Python. So I was like, whatever. Um,
And you guys know HTML like to a point that you guys could inspect an element because once we actually have to start hitting boxes and then clicking on things, we will need to be able to inspect elements and get the class names and all that stuff to actually be able to hit the right target. You guys know how to do that?
I don't know how to do that.
which function key is that on the keyboard again?
I believe it's at
How,
12.
Thank
how
you.
hard is to learn that?
No, not really, not hard
Yeah.
at all. It's
Oh
just
yeah. You press
it helps if you
F12, and all it does is just pretty much like. I mean, it doesn't highlight it exactly, but you can sort of tell, what when you look at the line of code exactly what it's referring to, um, on the actual web page itself.
it will help if you know the structure. So before, like you don't have to know it now, but I'll definitely like we take one little class where I show you how to actually do that because that's imperative on this type of development.
Okay.
Okay, and again, we're not too late. If you guys want to switch, it's all cool. This is really simple. It looks hard, but it's really simple. It just takes time. It's honestly just like any other program. If you guys aren't willing to, mess around, fail for like an hour, um,
And then
it,
kind of get something working a little bit later. Yeah.
yeah. I
uh,
got the program. I got that program working yesterday in 15 minutes. But the first bot that I made took me about an hour or two just to open Chrome. So yeah,
yeah, that's why. Yeah, again, I'd recommend that if at any point you're like, I want to kind of, you know, take like 3-4 hours to just sit down and code this, just send a message, like, hey, I'm planning on like sitting down for like a few hours to do something, get this going. Just send a message on chat and I'll be able to tell you whether or not I'll be able to, join you or not, or if it doesn't work out or something. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead this weekend, look up. I probably do need like a little bit of not like a refresher, but maybe like an actual good course on HTML. But
Honestly, man, I would recommend not to waste your time. Just like play around a little bit. And like when I say not to waste your time, like if you're like me, I barely have any time. So definitely don't if you can, like for example, open up your FIU Canvas thing, right? And
right.
then find a specific button and change the text on that button, or change the class and make it look weird. You're good. That's all you need. That's it. Just play around. Just play around with the
Oh, so just altering the HTML elements on a web page. Well, yeah, I know how to do that. That's
yeah.
that's dink.
If you
That's
guys
like
didn't if you guys didn't do it, that was the cool thing. Whenever I got bad grades, I would just look, mom. I changed all my
Yeah.
displays and boom. Sorry.
no. Hey, fool the parents. I ain't gonna see. I got it.
Um,
Hey, check it.
I got my grades in paper, so.
Ah man.
Yeah, it was like this. You'd be able to alter the grade like a midterm grade, but then the final grade would come on like an actual piece of paper. So you can only hide it for so long.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, then
I got
that'll work out.
one last thing. I think that I should be able to have that program logging into to the MyFIU, and I don't think I'll have it picking classes, because to pick classes we are gonna have it. We have to make it a little dynamic, man. Because if
No,
we
no, no. It's like this. How can we say this? For now, I would just like us to focus on it doing one website. Not like it's only able to do one website, but that we only focus on just one website. So we just make sure that it works with the MyFIU, that it picks the classes and all of that.
what I meant, the
But
classes. Are we gonna hard code the classes too?
that's the thing. I don't think we should hard code it. I think we should let it be able to pick, is because if you're wanting to make a uh, a GUI of some sort, you know, maybe even make it have the ability to give multiple buttons for what classes you want to have, and then the sections for each class. Um, as you press it and click it. I mean, at that point, it's not it's not really much of a bot. It's just the same thing as making the classes. So
Yeah,
actually,
that's not.
maybe we should actually hard code the classes.
I'll come up with something. I'll let you guys know.
All right then. All right. Well, in that case, first meeting is finished. It's been a pleasure meeting you guys for the first time here. And yep. Again, I'll get a drive set up, or better yet, I'll just go ahead and get the document for what we're all writing into set up, and then we'll go from there. So remember, it's not due till Saturday. So if you don't want to work on it tonight because it's like 6:40 p.m. already, don't worry. And again, I'm going to the meeting at like 5 o'clock tomorrow, so there should be more information there.
I'll be working, but I'm probably watching it later.
No problem. I mean, yeah, I'll just send you guys a message on the group chat if it's like anything additional, like, oh yeah, use cases, she actually only just wants one from each person, not three. So,
That
but
works.
I'm that'd be
All
nice.
right,
But
guys.
all right then, I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, guys. Stay
Okay.
safe.